like to call the planning board meeting to order. John, will you call the roll?
Yes, sir. There we go. All right. Kenny Sullivan,
Here.
Chad McAvery. Here. Joni Brooks,
Here.
Scott Bookout. Here. Andrea Beasley,
Here.
Bill Little. Present. And Jim Dubovec.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from October 27th. Do we have a quorum here that can vote on that?
Yes, we have a quorum. We have a quorum. Yes, yeah, we
We have a quorum, but do we have 4 people that were at that meeting? Or does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, not for minutes. Got it. Any comments, questions, corrections?
Nope.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of agenda. Anybody have any changes they would like to make, or additions, deletions, comments?
No, I'd make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 5, action items. I think everybody's aware of what this is, so I'm going to hand it over to John to explain it.
Yeah, so we have an action item, everybody. First one in 6 months. So we are proposing a UDO amendment, a text amendment in 6.4.4, 1 and 2 of the ordinance, to include text stating that the area waterward of the mean high water mark and first line of stable vegetation are not allowed in the required 35% natural area calculations. The purpose of the ordinance amendment is to amend the UDO text to assist in clarifying natural area for oceanfront and estuary lots. I said that correctly. And what is currently being practiced by town staff. It's kind of small on your screen up there, but basically that would be the section that we would add the text. It's in red up there if you don't have your packet with you. And what it says under oceanfront lots is the area waterward of the first line of stable vegetation cannot be included in the required 35% natural area calculation. And then under number 2, estuary lots, it says the area waterward of the mean high water mark cannot be included in the required 35% natural area calculation. I'm going to go to the next screen. So I wanted to add some examples so you can clearly see what I'm talking about, because people might hear this and think that we're trying to say they can't use part of their yard or anything like that. But after these examples, you can probably clearly see how it makes sense in our eyes and why we don't currently do it as staff members in the planning department. Okay, so the first one, this is both, these are both, I just picked a random lot off the sound side. Okay, the first one is a GIS view example. And then we turned on the mean high water mark through the Division of Coastal Management website, and that's where it's at. So you can see that the waterward of that line is all water that can be disturbed. People can build piers there and whatever else the case may be. And that's, as you can see, that none of the land is counted in that. It's just all water. So we wouldn't count that. And then we don't count that in our natural area calculations. A couple notes on the bottom. It says waterward of the mean high water mark is in the water and cannot remain natural, especially with the building of piers and docks, like I was talking about a while ago. Also, land submerged or below the mean high water mark is generally designated as public trust land, which prohibits private ownership. I'm going to click on to the ocean side example.
John, quick question
Yeah, sure.
before we move forward. On that mean high water mark,
Go back to
are you guys, since you're now handling the CAMA, do you guys flag the mean high water mark, or is
We
that
do.
still, okay?
Yep.
Just want to make sure.
Now, just to add,
Through GIS.
John, just to add, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
This is how it's been done for years.
Okay.
We're not making any changes to the UDO, we're just putting it in writing.
Yeah, so
Because everybody knows
currently,
this is
this is how we do it.
any kind
This
of
is not
change.
new, this is
Yeah.
what
We
y'all
just have
been
no
doing.
text. just kind of backing ourselves up in the ordinance that we can say it's right here.
Putting a general practice in writing.
Yes, yes, sir. So these are my examples. I just picked, like I said, again, I picked a random lot on the ocean side. First one is a GIS view. Second one is, we pulled up the first line of stable vegetation through the Division of Coastal Management website. You'll see the different lines on the right-hand side. That's because it changes due to erosion. So the most recent one is, it looks like 2020 on there. And it's closer towards the bottom, right where kind of it turns into sand. In my notes on this one, I put similar to the ORW, there is a similar setback requirement by CAMA to remain natural and protect against erosion. Waterward of the first line of stable vegetation is sand with public access, and vegetation cannot remain natural, which is true. But I'll let y'all decide that, because I'm presenting to y'all. Okay. The third page here is just an example. I highlighted some information. I know you can't read it probably on this TV, but it comes from the state statute, General Statute 77-20, lands adjoining coastal waters. And I'll read a couple of these things so you can kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about here. First highlighted sentence up there says, the mean high water mark also shall be used as the seaward boundary for determining the area of any property when such determination is necessary to the application of any rule or regulation issued by any agency. Second one, which is D in 77-20D, the public having made frequent, uninterrupted, and unobstructed use of the full width and breadth of the ocean beaches of this state from time immemorial, I don't know what that means. This section shall not be construed to impair the right of the people to the customary free use and enjoyment of the ocean beaches. And the third one on the bottom says natural indicators of the landward extent of the ocean beaches include, but are not limited to, the first line of stable natural vegetation, the toe of the frontal dune, and the storm trash line. All right, and then lastly, I've created an ordinance amendment. This will, depending on how you guys, vote tonight, it would go, in a public hearing before the town council, at probably the next meeting. But part of sending this to the planning board is to also first, vote if you're going to recommend it for approval to the Board of Commissioners. Secondly is to create a statement of consistency and reasonableness. Now, on this sample, this is just a draft ordinance amendment. If you choose to use this, okay, I put the Board of Commissioners, it says Board of Commissioners because this might be the same one that they create as well or use, has determined that the above amendments are both consistent with the comprehensive plan and reasonable and in the public's best interest for the following reasons. These are the ones that I kind of went through and created. The ordinance amendment will create consistency with state statutes and will create conformity on how natural area is calculated. On page 3-9 of our comprehensive plan, under areas of environmental concern, the CAMA land use plan states that these areas may be easily destroyed due to erosion or flooding. Therefore, by limiting those areas waterward of the mean high water mark and the line of stable vegetation from being included in natural area calculations, we can ensure that these areas will not be disturbed. And the third one is the ordinance amendment will help clarify what is currently being practiced by town staff. If y'all have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to hand it back over to y'all and let you discuss it and make a recommendation.
I was just curious about the impetus for this, just because you want to get it in writing and practice, or is there any particular reason other than that?
That we're,
You said you just want to get it in writing. I was just saying, is there another impetus, anything that came about?
no,
Okay.
we did have Commissioner Brownlow that came in my office and kind of was talking about it one day. And he said, do y'all do this currently? I said, no, we don't count that.
Yeah.
He said it might be a good idea to put this in writing.
Makes sense. Okay. Just
So
curious.
that, and it just makes sense to put something so we have it covered.
Sure, makes sense.
And we ran across this last year in trying to define natural area. So at least starting here, in my opinion, getting it in writing, clarifying what the actual definition is and where is probably just in best decision.
Yeah,
It's not changing the way things
Right.
have been done,
making it
the way they're going to
official.
be done. It's
Right.
all the same, it's just spelled out
Right. That
clearly
makes
now.
sense, total sense. Thank you.
Just from, not really a point of ignorance, but questioning, I'm not sure I can think of a scenario off the top of my head, but outside of the camera ruling, is there an exception or a waiver process in place if there is a need to maybe not follow this for any reason?
No, I mean, the CAMA has setbacks already set up where they, people that apply for anything have to meet those anyway.
Okay,
And they can't use that with CAMA either, so.
gotcha. Understood, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? I think it makes sense, and it's the way it's written. I would recommend we recommend it, just as it's written. Anybody else agree with that?
Yeah.
Somebody like to make a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Your motion is to recommend to the,
Right, as written in the proposed text, so it's in our packet.
we have a
That
second?
that it be presented to the commissioners in its current form.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one's opposed, so that passes unanimously. That's going to be a record quick meeting.
Now, with that, did you also approve how the statement of consistency is written as well? Okay.
Your whole,
As you wrote it.
Okay.
as presented.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not making any changes to your excellent presentation.
Exactly.
All right, appreciate it. That's
Well
right.
done.
That's right.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is continuing business. Report, the January 2026 Planning Department report. John?
Yeah, certainly. So I could have done a last, 5-monthly report.
Yeah.
Because it's been that long since we met, but I thought I would just do last month. And this, I'm going to do this continuing business. I'm going to do a report like this every single time we meet. And I'm just going to talk about, number of permits issued, inspections and reinspection data, total fees collected in the planning department for the previous month, code enforcement information, as well as any staff news and other department information. So January, I got to think back. What do we do in January? Oh, it's right here. 70 permits? Yeah, so public nuisance totals. So when I started here in September, we were at about 63, I believe, code enforcement cases. We're down to 33 right now. That's a huge part of our job in planning and a lot of people might, especially those, this is being streamed on Facebook, in case y'all forgot.
Oh, great.
In case you didn't know, Joni. A lot of people might think that, man, I called the planning department about this a month ago. It's a little, I used to work for Newport, but here in Emerald Isle in particular, there's a lot of vacation homes here. Takes a little longer. Sometimes you got to search people down to be able to communicate with them and try to open, that communication up to try to get stuff fixed. So I wish it was a little bit more, but we're down to 33. There were a total of 5 closed in January. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, so you have the packet. Those are the ones. If they're watching right now, I don't want them to feel like we're targeting anybody. I sent 0 notices of violations. I'm happy to say that, and I'll report it next month if we have a meeting, whole bunch of stuff was taken care of this month so far. Just so y'all know, we're down to probably 20, 26 or so. Let's see. What's this worth noting here? Permit fee totals. So in January 2026, there was a total of $6,782 in zoning fees collected. It's a little bit down from last year, 2025, January, with $8,580. But things happen. I included a chart in there so you can kind of see. It's a little sad if you see the chart, it says January's on high and it drops straight down.
Yeah.
That's because we started a new year. I tore my paper. Zoning inspection totals. So inspection totals. There was a total of 11 inspections in January. And last year, this time, there was 43. So it's just how it turned out this year so far. And I put some charts in there so you can clearly see January of this year compared to every month last year. So you could kind of see the progression. Now, our software iWorks that we use in planning, it tells us that there were a total of 72 zoning permits issued in January. That's not the amount that, and Mikey, he told me earlier, he reminded me that those weren't actually issued, that's how many we took in, right?
Correct.
So we took in 72 zoning permits in January. That includes zoning, demolition, dunes and vegetation, stormwater, tree removal, and others. There was 80 taken in January 2025, so we're off to a slower year, but you guys saw the weather we had. That's probably why. And for you guys in person, those watching on this stream, if you need a more detailed breakdown of specific types of permits, just contact us anytime in the planning department, call the town hall. And that concludes my monthly report for January.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions for the planning director? Okay, Nick?
That was great.
I got one question, just real quickly. What are you guys seeing as your turnaround time for your zoning permits now?
You want to help out, Mike? You want to speak?
Sure. We usually get them processed, I would say within a week, mostly. We've had quite a bit after the snow come right after another, so it's been a little bit slower these past couple weeks, but we're getting there.
I would say, if you, rough estimate, you said a week, probably about 3 days, 4 days, as long as we're,
As long as
Yeah.
we're moving.
Well, some of them are more, less complex than others too. So.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
you gotta remember too that.
start getting your camera,
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, when you got.
yeah, so the planning department, Emerald Isle consists of 3 people, okay? Myself as planning director, Mikey as the permit tech, and Greg Hayes as the assistant town planner. With that as well, we're now taking camera minor and camera minor exemptions as of December of last year, as well as all the code enforcement for the town, so, we do our best, so. We're not just sitting around in the office, we're actually working on stuff all day, I promise you.
Still need to get a CAMA
even-
minor or a CAMA exempt permit to do dune vegetation?
I don't believe
No.
no.
Not anymore. We don't need that. So if we want to plant beach grass or sea oats or anything like that, don't need one.
No, we haven't had any applications like that so far.
Okay.
We're also still learning, so.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. The next item is planning board comments. For those that are new or relatively new, this is a section where everybody on the board can ask simple questions, complicated questions, and make general comments. So I'll start with Andrea. Got anything?
No comment.
Jim?
I have no comments.
Joni? I'd like to welcome Joni.
Thank you.
I think your first meeting, and you two have been here as your second meeting.
Yes, sir.
correct? Bill and, Bill and Scott? Okay. I'm trying to get everybody's names too.
Just make it easy, just think of my name as the first of the month. You get your bills in the first of the month. Real easy to remember.
Yeah, but my bills are big.
That's what my parents said when they got my bill. They were school teachers.
I'm not saying nothing, y'all.
I got a question.
Toilet for a Dear John letter, right? Oh my gosh. That's John, I don't know.
Yeah. So John, do you anticipate that moving forward, we're going to have more frequent meetings, or are we still in that kind of home?
It really just depends. Depends
Working
what we
on
got
the
going
UDO
on.
or anything like that, or?
Yes, okay, I can't, it's hard to say.
Each
It
month.
just depends on, I'm constantly looking through the UDO. I'm looking forward to whenever the RCCP grant I was just telling Joni about earlier comes out, where we can, attempt to obtain funding to do a whole CAMA land use plan update from start to finish, then we'll definitely be meeting probably every month. But, whenever the text amendments roll around or something that y'all need to hear,
Cool.
I have no way to answer that. It just depends on what's going down, so.
Sounds great.
No comments.
I'm good.
Okay, well, that was easy. 19-minute, 20-minute meeting. Well, should we drag this out? Make it an even 30, or
If you want to.
we could sing
Where's that
some
kick, man?
songs, or?
Where's that kick, Chad?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
I tried to drag it out. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Okay, everybody can turn off your mics now.